during your talk, during your speech, people were so involved. Maybe you can share any recommendations how to start to be so good speaker.
Wow, big question.
Because you really demonstrate this skill.
You know, there is an old saying, those who can do it, do it. Those who cannot, teach it. So maybe this is something, thank you, I do it, maybe I won't be able to teach. Or I don't know. But a couple of things. First of all, I feel good when I'm authentic. If there is really something that I like to say, it goes better. Second thing is the connection with the audience. The very first part is contracting. In the past, I used to do the American style, the icebreaker, like having my space, blah, blah. It doesn't really match me, and it doesn't match many European audiences. So we tend to kind of connect with each other. So that's why I take time in the contracting. Maybe you've seen in the beginning, I ask a few questions, who is who am I, whatever, you know, what do they expect. So this is a kind of, you know, it brings people together. And then the eyes always speaks. Having a good connection with the eyes. And then don't speak too long. With my daughter, we had an agreement. She was 5 years old. I gave her the authority to tell me, cut it short, daddy. So you see from the audience eyes, sometimes you tend to speak too long and they start losing it. So once you notice it, you change it. You start to a new topic. And maybe you've noticed there are also things like sometimes you share something really personal. Something that you don't necessarily share somewhere else. People appreciate that as well. And whenever you are controversial, asking for permission to be controversial. Not people should agree with you all the time, but it's nice to agree on how to disagree. So yeah, what can I say? So it's me, like, you know, yeah.
And when you teach people on events like that, may I ask you, what is your mission?
Honestly, the first part is I like myself and I like to be on stage. So there's another person in me who really enjoys being in the center of attention. So that's honestly one of the driving force for me. The second driving force, you know, nobody's perfect. I have my own kind of ups and downs and everything. So whenever I find things that serve me well, I also want to share them. Because many people, they go to the same ups and downs and everything. And the third thing is, you know, the biggest motivation for me to learn something new is to tell about it. So when I was going to primary school, it was 3-hour school, and then I was coming home and I'm telling this day in 4 hours to my mom. So I like telling. So, and it gives me the real motivation to learn new stuff. So the first thing, I like to be on stage. Second thing, things work for me, why not for others? And the third thing is, yeah, it's a motivation for me to learn new things. Yeah, honest answer. So
maybe you have this place, a spiritual place for your soul where you get power.
Okay, yes, there are. But do I get power? I don't know. I get, you know, for example, in nature, I was in Montenegro last week, trekking. I couldn't do the peaks. I'm no longer so young, but I did all the like 2,000 meter walking. Yeah, it brings me gratitude. It really brings gratitude to me. Like, I really feel like I'm happy to be alive. It's also where I live in the Netherlands. We live just on the edge of a forest, and there's also a big river. So trees, river, flowers, and I love mountains, but in Netherlands there is no mountain, so I have to travel here. So that really brings me, but it's not power, it's power, it's energy, it's willingness to live, willingness to stay on earth more, to have more activity. Because maybe I have a problem with this concept power. There's also power, I know, But power, we define power with friction. More friction I can get over, I'm more powerful. I don't feel that power in nature. I feel the power to be as I am, as I want to be. I would say my quick answer is nature, mountains, forests, and sea, water.
You told we should be authentic, unique, and to demonstrate our uniqueness. Sometimes people are afraid to demonstrate our uniqueness because of judgment, potential judgment. What did help you, or what would you recommend for people how to go over this fear?
It's maybe contextual, okay? There are places where and it's also in my book, and my daughter reminded me. I gave the example, if I make a big mistake in a chemistry exam in the past, or a kind of speech here in front of people, I laugh at it, and I'm authentic, I'm easy, I'm fragile, I go over. But I've written in the book, when I was young, I never dared to ask a lady to go out with me. I hated the idea of being rejected. I never been a good skier, because in order to be a good skier, you need to learn how to fall. So I hate falling. So I think it's contextual. So what I would say, there are places where you are authentic, you don't care about other people's judgment, and then see what's there. So what makes you authentic and powerful and concurrent, whatever, and maybe you can apply this to other places where I would still find it difficult to ask for a lady to go out. It's not in me. Now with my status, I'm married, whatever, so I wouldn't. Maybe I should give a better example. There are things that doesn't change easily. I'm still not good with falling in skiing and everything. But wherever I feel more confident, over time I transfer this to other places. So what I would say, find a place where you can be easily authentic. You don't care other people's judgment. Discover what makes you like this there, and slowly maybe you can adjust. You can put it in small spice in other settings. That will be my recommendation.
What would you recommend for women, for entrepreneurs, women, how to become more confident?
First thing, I will go with the cliche, and this cliche is true. I have a daughter, I have a wife, I have a mother, so I can see that. Women in general undermine themselves. They are the biggest barrier in front of them. So there is a study, like out of 10, if man sees 5, 6, they apply for a job. For women, if it's 9, they still hesitate. They want to have perfect, And perfection goes with shame, Brené Brown. So what are you ashamed of? So what is really that you want to avoid in your life? So it's like the first inner work, whatever kind of brings you this sabotage, identify it, stop it. It doesn't serve any purpose. So you can be shameless. Who cares about men? But on the other hand, men are also nasty. I just said in the group work there, one of the barriers is to lose our privileges. As a man, we have so many privileges, and nobody want to lose their privilege. So that's why women in power is a threat for men. So what I would suggest, be many. Don't be like the only women in the room, but bring 30%, 40%, 50, 60% women in the room. Even if they are not entrepreneur, even if they are not at that level or whatever, sisterhood, be there in the room, and then implicitly you will see the whole balance change. Because once you are the single lady in the room, or put me, the only man in the room with all the ladies, I don't feel comfortable. Once you don't feel comfortable, how can you be at your best? So the tactic is, don't travel alone. So bring your buddies with you, even if they are totally different field, who cares? Sit in the room, be in the room. Don't let the others outnumber you.
It's really very good recommendation. How do you think, what is the point of life, the reason of life? I like philosophical questions.
Okay, then I need a drink. What is the meaning of life? Frankly, I don't know. I think life itself is the meaning. There's maybe no meaning of life, but life is the meaning. So without life, there will not be a meaning. Only with life there is a meaning. I know I'm playing with words, but at the end of the day, because everything exists as long as I'm alive. If I'm not around, and that's also a problem with social media, for example. You are not there, but you see the pictures of somewhere someone is suffering, and you do also suffer. And then it's kind of contradicting in your brain. Is it the meaning of life? Is it my life? It's not your life. But once you see the picture, it becomes your life. I think we should be more focusing on what we live, and our life will bring the meaning to our lives. This is the way I see it. Is it too egocentric? Maybe it is, but this is who am I, so yeah.
Thank you very much. You helped me a lot, and I suppose our viewers also will watch video and will get your energy and your wisdom time from time. And you can rewatch this video, and again, first time we just listen, and the second time when we listen something another, and maybe even deeper.
I like talking with you. You are a great interviewer.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure for me.